Hello, everyone. Margie Roman here, and we are in the Creating Wealth podcast with the amazing Robert Allen. Thank you so much again for coming today.
Hello, everybody. You want to create some wealth or do you want to create some poverty? Yeah, that's most people do. They're taught to create poverty. They go to a school, they learn how to get a job, and they retire poor. We want to create wealth, and we want to do it quickly.
That's right. And for creating wealth, you definitely need the right mindset. So today we're going to talk about the investor mindset. What are some of the characteristics of the investor mindset?
You look out over the world and you see opportunity everywhere. Most people don't see opportunity. So the first part of the opportunity mindset is finding a problem that you can solve profitably. And so we have a problem / opportunity mindset, whereas ordinary people have a problem mindset. A problem is a problem. A problem is worse. It's not good. For us, it's every problem is profitable. Everyone. So real estate has the same mindset. I'm looking for someone who has a problem. Now, sometimes properties have problems. Property needs to be fixed up. It needs to be increased in size or decreased in size. It has a challenge with its zoning, whatever. Property problems are not the ones I like. I want people problems. That means the seller has a personal problem that they need to sell their real estate to solve. For example, they bought another house in another state. They're going to move, and this one home hasn't sold yet. And therefore, they need to sell it, and they're willing to be more flexible to sell it. So the first mindset is a problem opportunity mindset. And this is nice to have in every area of your life because we all have problems in our lives, and we don't usually look at our problems as opportunities. We look at our problems as problems, like this is not good. But what if there was a pony in there somewhere, as they say? What if it was an opportunity? What if it was good? What if this opportunity turned into a benefit? And frankly, as I look back over my life, all the serious problems in my life taught me lessons I couldn't have learned in any other way. And therefore, they turned out to be the best lessons that I learned. The ones that even drove me to my knees were the best lessons. And therefore, I've learned to see every problem as a what can I learn from this lesson? So now, let's go back to investor mindset. So I need to look for problems. I need to have the courage to listen to the seller's problem and listen in such a way that the seller will trust me. And this is the next mindset, is trust. Most people take advantage of people who are in distress. They want the lowest price. They want to beat that person down to the lowest dollar because they think that's how you make profits, right? That the lower the price, the better the deal. That mindset is called win-lose. My mentor, Stephen Covey, taught me the win-win mindset. In fact, it's one of his 7 habits of highly effective people, win-win thinking. And it's counterintuitive. That means, but shouldn't I get the best price I could possibly get? Shouldn't I literally negotiate the lowest price possible so that I win more? No, you shouldn't. You should have a win-win mindset. Mr. Seller, how do you win? How can I help solve your problem? How can I take this property off your hands? How can I get you what you really need? Maybe what you really need is not cash. Mm-hmm. People just assume that the seller wants cash. What if they don't want cash? If they get cash, they're going to have to pay taxes. If they get cash, they're going to take what's left over and put it in a bank at 0.5% interest.
That's right.
If they get cash, they're going to have to figure out how to make it grow, how to invest it somewhere else. Maybe they just want to have the home be the collateral. Maybe they want to be the bank. Maybe they'll have monthly payments coming in. Maybe that's what they'd rather have. So it's solving the seller's problem, really, what they really need, in a way that solves your problem. But win-win is the secret. I got one of my really successful students, huge net worth, $50 million. And he sits down with people, even back in the very beginning when he was just starting and making all kinds of mistakes and his credit wasn't great. He was a fun guy to be with. He would sit down with people face to face and he would want to find out, what do you want to do with your money, Mr. Seller? How can I help you accomplish your dreams? How can we make this win-win? How can we be on the same side of the table? Looking at your dreams, because I want to make sure that your dreams get met. And it would be nice if my dreams got met too at the same time. So this is how you win it. Could we change it slightly so that I can win a little bit here? And therefore, it's a win-win negotiation. Mm-hmm. So that's the next mindset. And it's, like I said, counterintuitive, meaning most people don't play that way. Therefore, they beat a person down to the last dollar. And now that person leaves. They feel bad about that whole transaction. They say to everybody around them, don't ever sell to that person. They're going to beat you to the last dollar. And therefore, that person who you just bought from becomes an enemy.
That's right.
And now that enemy, what if that person ever becomes really successful again? They'll never want to work with you again. You just destroyed. You destroyed your future from that one seller. And if they tell anybody else about you, as they say, 17 people will share a negative experience and only one person will share a positive experience.
That's right.
1 in 17. That means if you do anything negative, they'll tell 17 people. If you do anything positive, they'll tell one. So that's how hard it is to do the positive thing and still have them like you. And yet that one, if you get a one person, one word of mouth testimonial, will get you 17 more. But those 17 that are negative, they'll get you 0 more. In fact, those 17 will tell another 17. And pretty soon, your reputation is destroyed from all the people just because you took advantage of one person. So the bottom line is win-win.
That's right.
Gotta be
Truly
win-win.
be a human. I feel like when it comes to real estate, it's so easy to get absorbed by the many dollars that we can get from just one deal.
Yeah.
But if you truly think about it, your dream can be met while meeting somebody else's dream.
Yeah.
You never know what problems that other person could be facing. And that's when the human aspect comes as a real estate investor, that you truly need to get to know the seller. You truly need to get to know how to help them so they can also help you.
Another investor mindset, which you'll probably not, you might be surprised by this one. It took me a while to learn this one. Mm-hmm. In fact, I had to lose everything once to learn this one.
Oh, wow.
Cost me $10 million to learn this one.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
wow.
Exactly. Usually when you make a lot of money, you make sudden money, it goes to your head and you start thinking, I'm pretty smart. I'm pretty lucky too. I am so smart, I can make money in my sleep. And it goes to your head, if I can be honest. And when it does, you start thinking you're bigger than your britches, as they say. And then you start making mistakes. And the mistake that I made was I didn't give credit where credit was due. And I did not give credit to my Heavenly Father. I didn't give credit to God. Now, some of you are not believers in God. So you think, hey, I don't even need to think about that one. The way you get around that, especially if you are not a believer in any kind of a higher power, then I'm going to suggest that you will be a giver. Even though you don't believe in a higher power, I'm suggesting that whatever you make money from your first real estate deal, give 10% of it away, even if you don't believe in a higher power. Because there are forces you may not understand that are operating that givers seem to really get. And that, look at all the billionaires out there. Can you name me one billionaire who has never been a giver? You might find one, but there are thousands of billionaires, and almost every one of them. It's hard to find even one that isn't. All of them are not only givers, but they are massive givers. And you think it has anything to do, in fact, some of them are atheists, but they're still givers.
That's right.
So if you don't believe in a higher power, then at least be a giver, because somehow magically, I don't know, what goes around comes around. And you give not because you want to get more money back. You just give because when you do, you feel better about yourself. People feel better about you. It seems as if luck seems to happen to you. And so that was a hard lesson for me to learn. It took me, and I won't go into this story in a greater detail, except to say I lost everything, had a bankruptcy, had nothing left. And finally I realized, wow, if I'm going to make it back again, I got to make sure I put my priorities in place. And giving was the first thing I fixed when I had no money and $3 million in debt. And I started to give. My credit was horrible, bankruptcy. My credit was out of whack. And yet when I started to give, just little tiny miracles started happening. And yeah, I bet my life on that principle. This is what a believer does. They bet their life. And I bet my money that if I give it away, somehow or other, good things happen. And that's called faith. That means to give with no expectation of return, or even giving without any hope that your giving will have any benefit at all.
That's right.
And when you give in that way, magic happens. And then let's go deeper into the belief system about a higher power. Is there a higher power? And I know that 72% of the people on the planet today believe in a higher power. They believe in it. They're asked, Gallup did a poll. How many of you believe in God? 72% said yes. That means 28% said no. So for those 28%, you still have to give. Go give. Give. Don't worry about if you're never going to wake up when you die, if you're never going to go anywhere else, and okay, let's be a giver. But for the 72%, do believe, and of course in America, it's something like 90%. Now, we're talking about 72% of the people on the planet. We're talking about China, Russia, places that were communist-oriented and atheistic-oriented. So 72% of the planet is a pretty good number. Is there a higher power? Does higher power know which stocks are going to go up tomorrow in the stock market? Now, when I asked that question to an audience in China, which are mostly atheists, I asked them, how many of you believe in higher power? And a Chinese audience. 90% of the people raised their hands to that question. Yeah. Even though they've been trained for decades to believe there is no higher power. They were actually forbidden to believe in anything like that. But now it's been a little more open. So I asked them, does higher power know which stocks are going to go up tomorrow? And about a third of them say no. Higher power doesn't know. Tomorrow is a totally blank slate. Higher power never knows. Now, 2/3 of the people will respond, I never thought of it that way. Does higher power know which stocks are going to go up tomorrow? That's what omniscient means, isn't it? Omniscient means
they
knows everything. Knows everything. Omnipresent means in all time, spaces, eternal, forward and backwards. The answer is yeah. Well, what if God knew that? Wouldn't you like to have that entity on your side?
That's right. As
your board of directors? What if God knew where the real estate deals were? Does he or she, depending upon your belief system, does he know that? Does he know where the don't wanters are right now? Yeah, he does. He knows where they are right now. So how could I use that resource, unlimited power, unlimited knowledge, unlimited everywhere, omni everything? Why don't I just say to my higher power, my Heavenly Father, God, universe, however you refer, tell you what, help me find those people with problems. I'll take care of them. And you can trust me with them. I will not take advantage of them.
That's right.
I'll do my best to help them get on to the next part of their life with enough to at least have a restart. I send them to me. You can trust me with them. I want to be an instrument in your hands to help solve their problems. Some of those people are praying to you right now. Send them to me. Well, how will he send them to you? Well, that's a great question.
And I believe that it's in the most unexpected ways. You
Totally.
could literally have someone knocking on your door, or you could have like a tiny little ad on social media.
Totally.
You never know.
Totally. It's all out of the blue, as we say. And so you're looking for it. You're actually going, okay, are they here yet? Where are they? How can I find them? Remember, send them to me. I'll take care of them. And I can promise you that if any money comes from this transaction, the very first penny that I earn, the first 10% that I earn, goes back to you. Where do you want me to put it? Where do you want me to invest it? Meaning, what's charity, cause, church, philanthropy? Where do you want me to give it? And the first amount of money that I earn goes to wherever you inspire me to give it. You want me to give some of it to this beggar on the street? I don't want to give to a beggar. I mean, they're just going to go spend it on alcohol, aren't they? No, you just have to be a giver.
That's right.
You'll take them into McDonald's and get them a burger if that's
Right.
what you're worried about. Most people, they'll pass by these people on the corners and they'll say, what an idiot. They're probably going to spend it on the wrong things. Wrong thinking. Just stop and give them $5. I mean, how hard can that be? Just be a giver. Just be constantly open like that. So this attitude that you asked, what is the limiting belief? The limiting belief is where you limit it to you and the people that you know. Whereas if you expand it to higher power belief, since higher power knows everything at any time, past and future, I want to expand my limiting belief to expand to that level, which is huge. And therefore, every opportunity in your city starts to be on the short list for you because your Heavenly Father knows exactly where they are. As a matter of fact, knows exactly what's good for you to give you the opportunities that are going to give you the best chances for the future. So I don't want to go too deep in that because some people get really cringy when we start talking about God. But unfortunately, or I guess maybe fortunately for me, I had a car accident that almost killed me. And when you wake up in the hospital and realize your life is almost over, and it was done. I was 56, done. I'm done. It's over. I'm finished. If I hadn't awakened that day in the hospital and realized how life is so short, I wouldn't have been so, with you today, I wouldn't be so insistent that you believe in a higher power. That's why I've earned the right to say these things, because I almost died not having learned this lesson. I learned it. I share it with you. It's a limiting belief that we have. You can't do this all by yourself.
That's right. And if anything, I feel like for people who don't believe in a higher power, I feel like when you give to others from what you earned on all of these amazing deals that you're getting in real estate, it's a way to say thank you. It's a way to be grateful to the universe, to Mother Earth, whatever you believe in.
Yeah.
It's a way to say thank you, because all of that gratefulness that you're sharing with the world, it's also going to come back into your life. I remember hearing the story of an investor who ended up giving some of the money that he earned on his first deals to a charity. And later on, he got reached out by that same charity mentioning, hey, guess what? We're moving to another office, and all of this building, it's going to be for sale. Do you want to buy it? And it's amazing how all of these deals can come to you just by being grateful and showing that to others. Yeah. Then again, thank you so much, Robert Allen. And thank you to our amazing audience for staying tuned to this episode. Be grateful. Show that gratitude from all the many earnings that you're going to get on real estate. It's so easy to get lost on the many amounts of dollars that you can get. But remember, what is going to make you a human and a really good human, it's being grateful. Thank you so much again, and we're going to see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.